Welcome to Develop Work Breakdown Structure module. So in this module, we'll discuss about how to develop a work breakdown structure. While getting into a project, we will have the scope document and we will have a contract copy if it is an external project. So these two things becomes a good reference material while developing the work breakdown structure. And any other material along with this, that is also fine. So we have the scope document assumed and we have a contract copy, and the first step to develop the WBS is the team formation. So we should identify the cross-functional team who will really build the work breakdown structure. And then the second step is to develop a product breakdown structure. By looking at the scope document and by looking at the contract copy, we will know what are all the deliverables that must be delivered to the customer. So using that as a basis, we develop a product breakdown structure. Then on top of the product breakdown structure, we superimpose it with the activities that must be performed to create those deliverables, and we get the work breakdown structure. The lowest level in the WBS we call as the work packages, and since the WBS doesn't have a lot of information, we have to develop the WBS dictionaries to provide additional information about the work packages to the person who's really doing the work. And while doing the WBS and the WBS dictionaries, the project strategy is also evolved. When I say strategy, we have to decide what all things we should make, what all things should be subcontracted, what should be the sequencing of work, what should be the material to be used, should we go for concurrent engineering, like and at what degree of prefabrication we should do, what should be the technology to be used. So all these things form part of the project strategy. So project strategy evolves when we do the WBS, and once we have enough confidence on the WBS and when we know that okay, there is a one-to-one mapping between the WBS and the scope document and it has sufficient details, then we baseline it. The output is the WBS and the WBS dictionaries. Now we'll see each of these steps in detail. The first thing is a cross-functional team. So no single human being will have the knowledge required to develop the complete work breakdown structure for the project, because it has the electrical discipline, it has the mechanical discipline, it has the plumbing work, it has the civil engineering, it has the site preparation, it has the structural engineering, and it has a lot of other disciplines as well, depending on the nature of the project. So we need a cross-functional team representing all these disciplines to do a WBS. So the first thing is we form the team, establish their roles and commitment levels to this WBS creation. That is the first step. Then we go and develop the product breakdown structure. So a sample project is a project Greenwoods, which is a housing colony kind of a project. The details are given in the site. And here the high level, the site must be ready, the buildings must be ready, and the common amenities. And for the site to be ready, the layout must be done, and the site must be, we should prepare a readiness of the site is mandatory to start building. For building, again, design, construction and commissioning, and for common amenities, again, design, construction, and make or buy. Sometimes we subcontract, we don't do it ourselves, and the commissioning part of it. So this is the first this is the next step after determining the team. And once the product breakdown structure is done, the next step is creating the work breakdown structure using the product breakdown structure. So here again we have the site part coming here, the building here, and the common amenities coming here. So we superimpose the product breakdown structure with those activities that need to be performed to create those deliverables. So to make the site ready, the first one is layout, and for layout we should design the layout and we must get the approval. And for site readiness, clearing the site, layout the plots, water supply for construction, electricity for construction, roads for material movement, and place for material and equipment storage. Similarly, buildings, again, design, construction. So we decompose it further and further so that we have sufficient clarity. And here I superimpose two more things like which were not there in the product breakdown structure. Here we have the project management component and we have the procurement component also coming in here. So with the culmination of all these things, we arrive at the work breakdown structure. And while doing the WBS work breakdown structure, before that, a WBS can be in two forms. Primarily, it can take the tree structure, and the same thing can be represented in a list structure also. So here again it's all same, site, building. I've decomposed it further. This is an example for a WBS dictionary. Now for the work package 1.2.1, that is clearing the site, this is a WBS dictionary because a work package may not have sufficient information for the real performance of that work, which may result in stoppage of work for clarifications at the time of execution. So for complex work packages, we always provide a WBS dictionary which will explain, which will have a small narration of the work, will have the standards to be followed, the predecessor and the successor activities, and any quality standards to be adhered to. So all these things form the part of the WBS dictionary. While doing all these things, project strategy evolves. We have to decide on the work sequences, make or subcontract decisions, level of prefabrication, type of materials to be used, processes to be followed, tools to be used, and communication systems and processes and structures, everything put together, we arrive at the project strategy. And once we have enough confidence on the WBS, we baseline it, and all subsequent major revisions should follow the change management process. Now, to summarize the 6-step process, identify the cross-functional team for the WBS creation, develop a product breakdown structure, and from the product breakdown structure derive at the work breakdown structure, and develop the WBS dictionaries, and develop the project strategy, and baseline the WBS. So these are the steps involved. Thank you.